Welcome back to Plan9Crunch. I'm Joe Gibson, and today I'm going to read from Dracula again, but specifically the captain's log from Dracula, which recently there was a movie made, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, and recently we've talked about it on the YouTube channel. I figured, since I'm doing the research for the video anyways, why not record reading out of the part in the book before... But it's interesting. It's a seldom adapted, or at least seldom adapted well, part of the book where Dracula has to go from Varna to Whitby via boat, and stuff happens. He's probably the one killing them. It's not entirely spelled out in the captain's log that they're not just killing each other, but I think the interpretation that we're meant to have is that Dracula is killing them one by one to feast, and then the captain obviously lashes himself to the wheel. But let's read from that. It's chapter 7 of Dracula that contains the log of the Demeter. Written the 18th of July. Things so strange happening that I shall keep accurate note henceforth till we land. On 6th of July, we finished taking in cargo, silver sand and boxes of earth. At noon set sail. East wind fresh, crew 5 hands, 2 mates, cook, and myself. There's an ellipsis after the 5 hands. On 11th of July at dawn, entered Bosphorus, boarded by Turkish customs offers, bakshish, all correct, underway at 4 p.m. On 12th of July, through Dardanelles, more customs officers and flagboat of guarding squadron, bakshish again, work of officers, thorough but quick, want us off soon. At dark, passed into archipelago. On 13th of July, past Cape Matapan, crew dissatisfied about something, seemed scared but would not speak out. On 14th July, was somewhat anxious about crew. Men all steady fellows, who sailed with me before. Mate could not make out what was wrong. They only told him there was something and crossed themselves. Mate lost temper with one of them that day and struck him. Expected fierce quarrel, but all was quiet. On 16th July, mate reported in the morning that one of the crew, Petrovsky, was missing. Could not account for it. Took larboard watch 8 bells last night, was relieved by Abramov, but did not go to bunk. Men more downcast than ever. All said they expected something of the kind, but would not say more than there was something aboard. Mate getting very impatient with them, feared some trouble ahead. On 17th July, yesterday, one of the men, Olgarin, came to my cabin and in awestruck way confided to me that he thought there had been a strange man aboard the ship. He said that in his watch he had been sheltering behind the deckhouse as there was a rainstorm when he saw a tall, thin man who was not like any of the crew come up the companionway and go along the deck forward and disappear. He followed cautiously, but when he got to bows he found no one, and the hatchways were all closed. He was in a panic of superstitious fear, and I am afraid the panic may spread. To allay it, I shall today search the entire ship carefully from stem to stern. Later in the day, I got together the whole crew and told them, as they evidently thought there was someone in the ship, we would search from stem to stern. First mate, angry, said it was folly and to yield such foolish ideas would demoralize the men. Said he would engage to keep them out of trouble with a handspike. I let him take the helm while the rest began thorough search. All keeping abreast with lanterns, we left no corner unsearched. As there were only the big wooden boxes, there were no odd corners where a man could hide. Men much relieved when shirts over. Went back to work cheerfully. First mate scowled, but said nothing. Rough weather last 3 days, and all hands busy with sails. No time to be frightened. Men seem to have forgotten their dread. Mate cheerful again, and all on good terms. Praised men for work in bad weather. Past Gibraltar, and out through straits, all well. That was the 22nd of July, 24th of July. There seems to be some doom over the ship. Already a hand short and entering the Bay of Biscay, with wild weather ahead, and yet last night another man lost, disappeared. Like the first, he came off his watch and was not seen again. Men all in a panic of fear sent a round robin asking to double watch, as they fear to be alone, mate violent. Fear there will be some trouble, as either he or the men will do some violence. 28th July. 4 days in hell, knocking about in a sort of maelstrom, and the wind a tempest. No sleep for anyone. Men all worn out. Hardly know how to set a watch, since no one fit to go on. Second mate volunteered to steer and watch, and let men snatch a few hours' sleep. Wind abating, seas still terrific, but feel them less as ship is steadier. This is going to continue on for 2 more pages, so I'll cut it off there. But from this point on, as we see in the movie, dwindling cast aboard this ship where Dracula is killing them one by one. And the ship will make it to port on the 6th of August, but with no living passenger aboard, as from like the 3rd or 4th of August, the captain lashes himself to the wheel and presumably dies of starvation, since I don't think Dracula touches him because he has the cross on. Now, in that version of events I just read off to you, I don't think any movies really adapted it, including this one, too faithfully. There's supposed to be gaps where the whole cruise in good spirits after Petrovsky's death, and also they do search the ship, which only Clemens and Anna do in this movie. Aside from that, this is still much closer than other movies, like the stock footage segment in Dracula 1931. And I've not watched it in a while, but I'm pretty sure Coppola's Dracula has the weirdest version of the Demeter scene, where it's overlaid with a Wolfman Dracula seducing Lucy. I'll have to rewatch that movie. I'm kind of dreading it. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are of the captain's log in Chapter 7 of Dracula, and if you saw this movie, since the box office was very poor, and if you enjoyed this movie. You can also watch our thoughts on this movie on the same YouTube page. And thank you for watching the video. You can also follow us on TikTok. We have some stuff there. Or our Facebook page is Plan9Crunch Podcast and Blog. Thank you all for watching, and that's a wrap.